The day of reckoning is almost here. Let's talk about it. Hello heroes and villains, welcome to Multiverse. So just in a few days, we will be able to play the next DLC, Day of Reckoning. Here they start with a bit of flavor text talking about our friend John Constantine and the Justice League Dark. And this is pretty much chapter 1 of the Light and Rain story arc. Again, this chapter is called Day of Reckoning. So here they pretty much start with the casual mode. So basically there is going to be a version of all content that will be available to player that are level 20 or more. So again, they call it casual mode content, which focuses on story with simpler mechanics and combat rating scaling. In order to play casual mode, players must have completing the following missions. If you are a hero, you have to complete the mission Reap What You Sow, and if you are a villain, you have to complete the mission Faustian Response. So you will need to complete those missions in order to gain full access to the content. Of course, look for casual mode in the on-duty menu. If you're wondering what I mean by casual mode, it was called story mode not too long ago, but now it seems that it was rebranded casual mode. We did get a sneak peek at the open world not too long ago, so basically the open world will be Kaznia City. So it is some sort of Eastern European village somewhere in the mountains. They do mention that you can use either the warp menu or the teleporter in the House of Legends to gain access to Kaznia City. Look for Murder in Kaznia in your journal to start the story. And also there's going to be new daily and weekly missions in Kaznia City after you unlock all of the Day of Reckoning story content. So you will have a quest chain to complete in order to gain access to all the content from the DLC. There will be a new raid called the Kaznian Necropolis Onslaught. So basically Constantine is tracked down Voivode's personal of interest, tail them to the ritual site at the Kaznian Necropolis, and take them out once and for all. Open your on-duty menu and look for Kaznian Necropolis Onslaught under Tier 7 of the Raid tab. The suggested combat rating is 454. There is also going to be a new alert. The alert is called Kaznian Necropolis Assault. You have a lead on Kaznian Necropolis after discovering a vital tip from a trusted source. You, Constantine, Voivode plan an all-out assault to stop the forces of evil and free the spirits under their control. Again, you have to open the on-duty menu and look for Kaznian Necropolis Assault under Tier 7 of, here they say the solo tab. Obviously, there's a typo. You have to look under the alert tab. Again, the suggested combat rating is 454. And there is also a new solo, Desecrated Mausoleum. So you've tracked a powerful source of sin to their lair, a desecrated mausoleum. Discover the truth and face the harsh reality of uncontrollable power. Open your on-duty menu and look for Desecrated Mausoleum under Tier 7 of the Solo tab. Suggested combat rating, again, 454. So obviously, the combat rating for those missions is 454, although everyone will gain access to the casual version as long as you have a character that is combat rating 20 or more. And obviously, there's going to be some new gear, some new feats, and more. So here we have the new currency, Kaznian Crown, the new augments, magic tomes, and sadly, there are going to be some new augments. I saw some people who thought for some reason that there was not going to be any new augments. Sadly, there are going to be new augments, the magic tomes. Some new exobytes, hijacked exobytes, some new catalyst, pages of magic, some new gear based on the reckoning, and new base items. In this DLC, we will be able to get some plans in order to be able to craft certain base items. So you can see here the Infernal Bell, Infernal Door, Infernal Obelisk, and Infernal Pedestal. And there's also going to be the Cheetah Vendor that will sell some base items. And of course, there are some base items you will be able to get as random drops. Here they mention dead trees and headstones. And of course, there are going to be some new feats, some new collections, and more. So they are going to try to bring back some crafting. If you recall way back when, there was a whole bunch of items that we could craft. There's still some items we can craft nowadays. But now they've added the option to be able to craft some base items, and also we will be able to craft some elite gear. I don't know if you guys recall way back when, during the time of Deluge, the first time we got the Deluge as an event, we were able to craft some omnipotence item from that event. They are sort of going back to when we could craft some utility belt, some ring, some necklaces, and of course some weapons. And there will be a new featured event, Day of Reckoning. I assume it's going to be not unlike the anniversary event we just had. So basically from January 28 all the way through February 24, 2025, complete missions to gain points towards your event progress, to score exclusive rewards and useful resources. Open your menu, navigate to the Events tab, and find the Day of Reckoning event under the Featured tab to get started. Exclusive completion rewards will be the Kaznian Vigilante Mask style, the Kaznian Vigilante Hat style, the Kaznian Vigilante Emblem, 65 Kaznian Crowns, and 65 Source Marks. So we can kind of sort of expect this event to progress, not unlike what we just had with the anniversary event. And they had mentioned also that they are going to update the Renown System, so here we are. So the Renown System has been overhauled to be far more inclusive than before. You can now earn Renown for Day of Reckoning factions in any of its content. Depending on the difficulty set, the rate at which you earn Renown will differ. So there's going to be casual, normal, or elite. The higher the difficulty, the higher the rate. It doesn't end there. Playing elite content in Day of Reckoning also has the possibility of dropping rare elite materials. Elite players will be able to use these materials to craft elite versions of the gear that are unobtainable elsewhere, including weapons, neck, ring, and utility belt, what I just mentioned not too long ago. To craft these, you'll need a recipe first. These recipes will be granted to those deemed worthy after completing an elite instance in Day of Reckoning. So basically, playing the elite content, you will have a chance to get some plans, and once you do get the plans, then you will be able to craft some of those items, weapons, neck, ring, and utility belt. But you will need also a whole bunch of materials in order to be able to do that. So you have to get the plan, and then even once you get the plan, then you have to farm and farm to get all the materials you will need to be able to craft those items. Now, only players that play elite content have the ability to craft these exclusive pieces of gear, but crafting them will also count towards feats and affinity mod requirements, just like normal elite gear. So, what are you waiting for? Rack up those renown points, get your elite gear from the Kaznian merchant, or start crafting today. So there you go, guys. So just a few more days and we will have the new DLC on the live server. Odds are on Tuesday we will probably get some downtime, unless they decide to give us some downtime on Monday. I wouldn't be surprised if something like that happened. But either way, there's probably going to be some downtime so that they can add the DLC to the live server. And then afterwards, everyone will be able to try out the new DLC, Day of Reckoning. If they do announce if or when we will get some downtime, I'll let you guys know about it.